Welcome to another St. Pete by Night production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the heart of night, we rise from shadows, howling at the moon, igniting our battles, cleansing Gaia of an endless fight, until our final days we will fight. Thanks, man, we stand united as one. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the brave dare tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take our final stand. Everywhere we run, the wind is at our back. All the world's forces we will track. From the depths of the ocean to the clouds in the sky, vampires tremble as we learn to fight. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the brave dare tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take our final stand. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Everywhere with the pack, let the night be our guide. In battles of honor, we shall never hide. We shall never hide.
Good evening and welcome to the St. Pete by Night Entertainment Network and happy holidays! St. Petersburg by Night is an online World of Darkness role-playing community originated in St. Petersburg, Florida, and now stretching to the world as a whole. My name is Kent, also known as Misha Kent on all social media, and I will be your storyteller tonight. And it's Tuesday night. You know what that means. It's time for Rage Across Tampa, our Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition chronicle set in the city of Tampa Bay, Florida, where the Sept of the Evening Star attempts to combat the forces of the worm, both spiritual and physical. But you are here on a very auspicious evening, as it is our holiday spectacular Rage Across Christmas, where we're going to take a little bit of a break from the ongoing storyline you've seen so far and delve into the holiday spirit firsthand. But of course, I couldn't do that without some amazing little elves to my Santa Claus to make this holiday miracle come true. So let's go ahead and introduce them now. Players, why don't you go ahead and wish these wonderful people a happy holidays and introduce yourselves.
Happy holidays, everybody. I'm Champ, Champagne, an angry elf, whatever you want to call me, and I will be playing Aspen Wise, Philodox of the Silver Fangs. And just for anybody who's concerned, we're not a cult.
Hi, everybody. Happy holidays. I'm Nori. I'll be playing Malicious Jester, the Galliard of the Black Furies, and we are absolutely not a cult.
Hey everyone, and happy holidays. My name's Preston. I play Jason Dreams Decay Thorn, Theurge of the Bonar, and we might be a little bit of a cult, but it's fine. There's no fruit punch or anything.
That all being said, our cult status is questionable for sure. But let's get everybody caught up as to where we are leading into tonight's story. Last week, we saw the pack finally touch base once again as a whole to get caught up on all of the happenings in Tampa and to try and get on the same page moving forward on the assault on Piney Point. Plans were made. Jester is going to be heading to Virginia, West Virginia, to talk to the Morgantown Cairn to, one, try to get their support, and two, try to bring back the White Bat to assist Xander in purging himself of any of the worm's influence. But also, maybe the Morgantown Cairn has some support they can give for the attack on Piney Point. Also, it was decided that Aspen and Jace were going to go to meet with Edward Bateman to negotiate the trade of more iron because their iron supplies have depleted quite significantly, and it's time for something to be done about that. In the second half, we saw Jester meet with Sean to invite him to go as witness to the events in Michigan to the Morgantown Cairn to warn them of the Black Spiral Dancer threat that appears to be looming in the horizon in the future after they destroyed 3 septs on one assault in Michigan and could potentially be heading their way southward. They then also had a philosophical discussion of sorts about the fight and everything that goes with it, as well as the life of being a guru. We then saw Aspen and Jace have a conversation as Jace continues his journey to try and get in touch with his lupine side. And on a hike through the woods, they stopped to talk, and it was a little bit of verbal ping pong as Jace tried to allude to something, and Aspen was starting to pick up what he was saying, and then was able to turn the script on him by making him swear to stop any of his advances against Edward Bateman moving forward. But there was a chill in the air, a chill that only Jace Dreams and Decay Thorn was able to sense as he felt like the leaves crunching beneath his feet became snow, and he felt and heard the sounds of jingling bells in the horizon, heralding the arrival of a potentially malevolent spirit that is coming to the cairn as Banes have started to crowd around the cairn, heralding the arrival of something more powerful. But we will address all of that tonight. Let's go ahead and get to our first scene of the evening. Jester, you have agreed to go with Charles upon his invitation to fulfill his yearly Christmas ritual. You know that last year he was missing for about 2 or 3 days around this time of year. But this year, you are going to find out why as you make the journey to Bridgeport, Connecticut. Charles, being more solemn than usual, which is hard to tell with Charles most of the time, but you can tell that he's got a weight on his shoulders as he goes on this particular trip. And it doesn't take long after the arrival to find why, as he goes to a flower shop, buys 2 large bouquets of poinsettias, the holiday plant, and then heads out to a cemetery in Bridgeport, Connecticut. As he walks through the cemetery, holding your hand, giving you one of the poinsettias to carry as he carries the other, you feel cold, but not supernaturally cold. It's just cold because there's snow on the ground, and it's been quite some time since you've been enveloped in the winter season. You can feel a chill in the air. Charles is, of course, dressed in his typical suit with a large wool overcoat that hangs down to just below his knees. And his eyes, almost like the predator he secretly is, being a guru, are locked on a point in the horizon. He walks in silence, holding your hand until you reach a kind of remote corner of the cemetery, one that is most likely reserved for more of the wealthier clientele that have bought plots here. And you come to a statue that is a grave marker, and the statue appears to be 2 faceless individuals with their one hand on each shoulder of a young man, a little boy, in front of them. And then the marker itself just simply says Albrecht. At this point, Charles pauses in front of the marker. Several moments pass before he says, "Hello, Mother. Hello, Father." And he goes and places one of the poinsettias down on one side and then takes the other from you and places it on the other side. I want you to meet someone very special to me. Someone who has changed my life, to say the least. This is Jessica. She's made this life a little bit more bearable. Actually enjoyable. And I only wish you'd had the opportunity to be here to meet her. Me. I don't know who you were. I barely remember what you look like. But know that I think about you every day. And I'm grateful to you for everything you gave me, even if it was only for a short while. You see his head bow slightly and look away, and after a moment you see a hand go up to swipe at his face.
I'll actually kneel down before the graves. You have an amazing son. I wish you could have seen him. And then I'm just going to stand up and take his hand and give it a gentle squeeze.
He squeezes your hand back, and then as he turns his face more towards the graves again, you can see that there's a redness to the edge of his eyes. I know it must have been difficult being in this family and not being what they completely expected you to be. And in a way, I don't know if I can ever forgive them for taking me away from you. But know that I'm fighting to make sure that never happens again. Not to another one of us. I promise I'll try to visit more, but at the very least, I'll come see you this time of year. Merry Christmas. He kisses the tips of his fingers and raises them up to press them on the foreheads of the two adult statues. And then he pauses for a moment before giving your hand a squeeze again and turning to move away.
I'll walk with him.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a very personal moment for you.
Well, you've been a recurring guest in a lot of personal moments for me lately. Seemed only fitting we had one more.
Yeah. You were kind of a consistent guest in my worst moment.
I hope that is your worst moment. That you never have to experience anything worse than that. And as long as I have the ability to do anything about it, I'll make sure of it.
I know. And I'm going to try to give you the world.
Gives a soft smile. As you're walking along the path that led back to that corner, I find it difficult to talk about them. Mostly because I just feel like I have so little to say, and that bothers me, to say the least. I wish I knew more. I wish there was more I could say, more I could do. But all I know them as is the ones who brought me into this world. Then they shortly after left it. But
Sounds
I'd
to
like
me
to...
like,
Oh, go ahead.
sounds to me like there's a story there needs to be found.
Yes. Though I'm not sure I'm ready to know what it is. In this life, the answer is very rarely good.
Can I go looking? And then have it when you are ready?
It depends on how far you're willing to look.
Well, I'm pretty sure their story only extended to this continent, so there is that.
I know about your standing invitation. Visit my grandfather.
Yeah. I mean, already arranged something.
Be careful. That's what you decide to do if you decide to take them up on it. The silver fangs that reside there, they're not like Aspen. They're not even like me. They're obsessed with lineage and tradition, politics and power.
I kind of got that feeling.
And I'm not even talking about the king. I'm talking about the others around him. Say what you will about everything that's happened to me, everything that's happened to the nation. but very little of that be attributed to him. After he lost his way, others stood up to act in his stead. Advisors, tribe leaders, old Guru with their own motivations and goals. They are, if you thought I was bad,
And they would probably love for me to go off on one of my little tirades.
would just prove everything they've been saying. They will try.
Well, luckily I'll have Artie there.
Sure. Arthur has many, many incredible talents, but I'm not sure stopping a rampaging jester is one of them.
You'd be surprised. Artie and I were roommates for a little bit of time. He's like my brother.
And I'm sure he'll be fine. Just tread carefully. There are literal skeletons in that closet. You dig too deep. If you attempt to expose them, they won't like that.
I'll try to be careful.
Fortunately, that's not anytime soon.
No, we have a lot of other things to worry about.
Yes. Like West Virginia, the Bat, Morgantown Sept, Piney Point.
Mm-hmm. All of that.
Sounds like we're going to have quite the car full the way to West Virginia.
Well, depending on the mood Xander is in, you might get the experience of a family road trip. Except you get to be the dad, I get to be the mom. And he's going to be the 8-year-old child with ADHD. Sean's just, I guess, the uncle who just joined in. There for the ride.
Of the experiences that I missed out on, that I wish I could have, that is not one of them.
No. But it is an experience of being human.
That it is. I know they're expecting some sort of holiday celebration back at the Sept. What is the protocol for that?
Bring a smile.
He just
Really-
looks at you.
It's okay, so party protocol, right? First of all, There's going to be food. There's going to be fun. There's going to be music and presents. We will pass presents out. And we will drink and we will eat and we will just have fun together. That's the protocol. Bring a smile and have fun. If you want to cook, we'll cook.
All right. I think that makes sense. The present exchange is the part that I'm not entirely sure about. I hope I...
Did you get everybody gift cards?
No.
Okay.
I've just never had to put so much effort into getting to know people before. This... I just hope I did well. Speaking
I
of...
think you did by just putting any effort in.
I hope so. Speaking of which, he reaches into his inner coat pocket. I have one of a few gifts for you. And he pulls out of his pocket a small item in a small box, probably about the size of a little bit bigger than a credit card, but about an inch thick. He then passes it to you.
I'll take it and slowly open it.
As you open it, you see a bracelet that has mostly chain links around the edge that link to a piece of metal over the top. And you can see, based off of the make of it, that extra chain links have been added in, as if at one point it was smaller. And on the top of the faded metal of the bracelet, you can see the inscription, Charles Albrecht, son of the king, inscribed upon it. But as you turn it over, you see a new inscription has been made on the inside of the metal that says, "Until we are trees and beyond."
I'll stare down at it for several minutes.
When they knew I was going to be a guru, the Kinseekers found out they had that made. They put it on me even as a babe. A signal, a token of sorts, sign of station. As I grew, so it grew with me. Until the day I decided to walk away from all that. When I went with Matthias, I removed it, but I couldn't bear to get rid of it. but because you have accepted me for who I am, despite all of my irritating mannerisms. I can't think of a better person to carry my past and my future. No one I trust more or believe in more. And while I don't know if there is a long future for us, I know that I want to spend whatever time we have together.
I'll hold it out along with my my arm. Will you put it on me?
Takes the bracelet and unclasps it before placing it around your wrist and clasping it once more. As the metal touches your skin, it feels warm against your skin, not to the point of being painful, but just slightly above it. And from what you can tell, while it is not exactly uncomfortable, there is a slight, very slight itchiness that comes with it. But not enough that it's irritating, not enough that you feel like you have to scratch it. But from what you can tell, while it's not completely made of silver, there is definitely some silver in it. It looks like he has done some work to lessen the discomfort with the links he added, which are made of iron, it appears. But you can tell that it does have some silver in it.
They had you wear this?
Yes. It was a lesson to never become complacent, never become comfortable. Not truly. In a way, it was a warning about falling to Hirano. To remember that there's always a fight, that we're never completely safe. And in a way, I think they'd hoped if I got used to the feeling of silver, I would. Be less afraid of it.
What the fuck? How is that better than what we fight?
If I was to one day take the crown, as they expected me to, they had a lot of expectations for it. And I believe they didn't want a repeat of my grandfather.
I love you. You are kind of my everything at this point. Honestly, you kind of outdid me with the present at this moment. I'll reach in my bag and pull out like a very small, slender, square wrapped paper and hand it over.
He lets off a soft, soundless chuckle that sounds almost like a playful scoff as he starts to unwrap the box.
Inside is a jewel CD case with like a little handwritten note of songs. So my dad used to talk about mixtapes that he made for my mom. So I made you one, except I'm singing all our favorite songs.
Good, because some of the voices of the individuals you listen to are like nails on a chalkboard to me, whereas you always... Thank you.
Nails on the really?
Do they have to scream?
Yes.
He just shakes his head a little bit.
Some people can't turn into 9-foot-tall monstrosities and murder things. So screaming helps.
You say so. It's perfect. You've already spoiled me enough.
We're only partway through.
I love you too. You have given me a life I never thought I could have. A life I didn't even know I could want. A life that I can never give up. So I will fight with everything I have to keep it for as long as I can.
I think that's kind of the same, you know. I gave you a life you never had. You gave me a new one.
I'm only trying to give you what I think you deserve.
Also kind of the same.
I hope you know. Oh, go ahead.
You know what I think they have wrong?
What's that?
They're basically trying to fight fire with fire. Works sometimes, but not really. They're using aspects of the worm to try to fight it. And yeah, it's necessary sometimes, but you have to have the other side too.
I think after so long, many of them have forgotten what the other side is like. They're not villains. They are not bad guru. They just are running out of ideas. They're struggling.
I guess we have to figure this new thing out pretty soon.
Prepare for everything that comes with it. He turns and takes your hands. When you would go places that I couldn't find you, I hope you know that it wasn't that I thought you were incapable of taking care of yourself. There's just no corner of this earth or the Umbra I wouldn't go to find you. Be with you. I didn't get to know them. And he kind of looks over his shoulder in the direction of the gravesite. But I know you. And you, despite my best efforts, seem to know me. And that is something I am never going to give up easily, if at all.
I think part of it, why I try to blow it off, is because I'm not used to it.
That makes two of us.
I'd rather not be anywhere without you.
Good, because I'm coming to Virginia, whether you like it or not.
Good.
Can't miss out on a bad adventure. Not again.
Yeah, well, I mean, one was enough for Jace, so.
Yes. He takes a deep breath in and exhales, letting the fog crystallize as it leaves his mouth. Thank you for coming with me.
I'd go anywhere with you. Or anywhere for you.
From the sounds of it, going to Piney Point is akin to going to hell. So I suppose you and I will have to go through that together. But
I mean,
balances
also,
out the fact that I've been in heaven all this time. And you can see he puts on his attempt at a smolder in his face, but it is very awkward and very off-putting.
I will laugh and just kiss him.
He holds the kiss for several moments before parting just a little bit to say, let's go home.
Let's go home.
He takes your hand, and the two of you continue the walk towards the gate to the cemetery to return to the rental car and to begin the drive to the airport to head back to Tampa to ensure that you don't miss the holiday celebrations with the rest of the Sept. With that, we transition to our next theme. Jace, it's been a wild few months for you. Almost a year now since you arrived in Tampa. Your entire perspective, way of thinking has been called into question about the old nation, about the worm, about stargazers then. Eliza, someone who you immediately were told not to trust, over time has become a mentor, a guide, a therapist at times, and family. This new nation that they are all building, well, at times can sound too good to be true for someone who is used to the more run-down side of life. Someone who isn't even allowed to dream pleasantly or peacefully, not unless coerced to or infected to by the forces of the worm. The more time passes, the more success you accomplish, the more it seems that it could be a possibility, that it could happen. And you find yourself, despite all your skepticism, despite your desire to stay grounded in reality, you find the smallest sparks of hope starting to flare up in you. And as the holidays approach, your first holidays outside of Ohio, your first holidays away from the rat's nest, from your old pack, you feel the weight of the cell phone that you haven't been able to put down, you haven't been able to be too far away from. The cell phone belonging to Sludge Fist. Cell phone that still remains locked. And despite the fact that you've tried a couple of combinations of numbers, you have yet to be able to truly unlock it, to find out what's inside. That longing of missing your old pack weighs heavy upon you, even as you enter into the cairn, passing through the border of the bawn, where everything becomes more comfortable, more temperate. And then as you enter into the clearing, you see her, your adoptive mom or grandma, depending on your perspective. She sits by her garden in a camping chair, and she seems to have a potted plant, something that she's possibly moved from the ground and into a pot on her lap. And this potted plant blooms with beautiful flowers of yellow, white, and purple. Despite it not being the time of year for such blooms to truly come to fruition, this one has. Maybe due to the cairn, maybe due to the extra effort a guru can give to such things. And as she sees you approach, you see that she's wearing a sundress and a shawl that is patterned differently than usual. As most times you can see that she has a dress with constellations or starbursts on it. This one has leaves and long garlands around it. It's faded with time and with age, but you can still see the dull green that makes up a majority of the dress and the red flowers that seem to pop out on the material. As she sees you, she gives a warm smile and sets the plant down by the chair and stands up and moves over to greet you. Got that look again, Jace.
You know, sometimes it's just my face.
No, it's not. So you've got these laugh lines at the corner of your mouth and eyes from a life of smiling. When you got the face that you got right now, it's almost unnatural. You got the
I'll work on
face of a guru that's carrying a weight that is not easily unburdened.
I'll try and keep the book closed a little bit more. Then I'll need you reading me like that.
Can certainly try.
I think it would be to no avail. No, you're right. Holidays are hard.
Yes, they are. Especially for us. We experience so much loss, more than any human ever should. But there's also a lot we've gained, a lot that you've gained.
Yeah, the pack gained it. I may have found some stuff, but it's the place here that ultimately reaps the rewards of it.
I have a gift for you.
You didn't have to do that.
No, I did. Because this particular gift comes with a slight hitch, a bit of potential controversy with it. And I wanted to give you something that might help with the burden you carry. I wanted to give you an opportunity. And if you don't want it, if it's not something you care for, if it's against everything that you believe me, I'll understand. But hear me out. And she reaches into a pocket of her shawl and she pulls out a spirit catcher with woven strings connecting it together, leather wrapped around the edges. It looks worn, as if it's been many years since it was first created. There are benefits to being what we are. And those benefits allow us to last longer than we're intended to, in our own way. I knew how difficult it was for you to experience such a drastic loss. And I know there's a sense of longing for closure in these situations. So, I did a little something, albeit controversial. And I hope you'll forgive me for it if it's not to your liking. I crossed over and I ventured to a place we're not often supposed to go. In fact, we're never supposed to go. And I found this. I found this at your old camp. It seems somebody had a belief that if things went wrong, best to have a backup plan. This contains the spirit of your mentor, Kat. Now I could release her and allow her to move on. But considering the unusual nature of this place, I thought I would provide you an opportunity to talk with her one last time. And if you so wish, to allow her to be bound to this place, like you. Now, of course, I wouldn't take away her ability to choose that. I would never force it on anyone. But such a thing has been done before. And I wanted to give you and her the opportunity for it to be done again, if you so desire.
He looks down at the spirit catcher and he's rubbing his hands constantly. He looks Eliza up in the eye. If you release her and she chooses, if we do this, I'm gonna ask her if she wants to be bound here. I'm not gonna just have it happen.
Of course.
Can you guarantee that her transfer to wherever to release her spirit is seamless? There'll be no additional issues.
Certainly. I merely break the binds and the spirit moves on. It is without hiccup. This is a stopover on the way to where she was going. And I think in part when she created this, she knew.
Little fun thing about Kat, leave it to a drug dealer to have contingency plans.
Well, as far as from what I've learned about this individual spud that we've been dealing with, I'm not surprised.
He'll reach into his pocket, fidget with Sludge Fist's phone, and kind of pat it a couple times, take his hand out. Yeah, I'd like to talk to her.
You decide when you're ready. I'm sure it's going to be a difficult conversation, especially since it may be the last. But you gotta understand, we clearly wanted this. This opportunity to bring closure, say goodbye. Whether it was now or sometime in the future. She knew the life of Guru. And she knew that one day her time was coming.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there really isn't no time like the present, right?
That's what you wish. I'm here for you, with you.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble.
Not at all. She gives you a smile. She passes over Spirit Catcher to you. Focus. Open your vision. And channel yourself, your energy into Spirit Catcher. This will allow you to release it.
He'll take it and hold it with both of his hands, close his eyes, take a deep breath, and then focus on the different memories of him and Kat at the cairn, learning different rites and practicing his gifts, times that they spent at the rat's nest, and going through the different process of his difficult training, as he wasn't always the easiest student. And then he will grasp the Spirit Catcher a little bit tighter and then focus all that memories and himself into it to push it out.
As you focus, roll me a composure or resolve and wisdom.
Rage 1?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Two.
As you focus, you find those intrusive thoughts butting their way in. Some of the anger, some of the loss, some of the grief. But you push them back out, directing your focus solely into the Spirit Catcher. And then you see a faint glow come from the Spirit Catcher, especially from one of the charms that hangs on the threads that hold it together. And then he arrives. Now she's a very interesting looking individual with her long threaded hair that falls beyond her shoulders almost all the way down to her waist. Normally she would be seen sporting a jean jacket, tons of bracelets on her arms, several chains around her neck, whether they're amulets or talismans. She would wear skin-tight leather pants, boots, or sometimes sneakers. She's not what you'd expect from a teacher among theurges, but everything else seems to line up. However, as she arrives this time, her attire is replaced with almost like glowing vestments, still in the shape of the jacket and pants, tank top. Her eyes still rimmed with the faint look of darkened eyeshadow. Look to you. Oh, dreams. What have we gotten ourselves into?
Well, apparently you got yourself into this, and you'll hold it up.
I had a feeling that thing would come in handy at one point.
Yeah. Good friend of mine helped retrieving. I'll look over towards Eliza.
Eliza just smiles and tilts her head. Well, I'm grateful for that. This was meant to be a means of being able to say goodbye, because I know how Guru deal with loss.
He'll wince a little bit.
Just didn't think it was going to be like this. I thought there'd be more time and well, that the others would be here.
Yeah.
Dreams, I feel like I owe you an apology.
For what?
Dying?
Yeah, because you did it on purpose.
We should have been sharper, more wary. But when we knew it was going to help you and everything that you were doing down here, we couldn't say no.
You were deceived, and unfortunately, a trap was laid, and no one was able to see it before it was sprung.
There is nothing you could have done. I know you don't believe that. I know in your head you're concocting a dozen different scenarios where you would have swept in and saved the day. Now, I can't remember a lot about those final moments, but I can tell you it was an overwhelming shift. Like the sky had blackened out, like the earth was shaking. Like all the joy in the world was sapped away. Gotten quite powerful and very talented, and I always knew that you would. But all of your talent, all of our combined talent, couldn't have combated this. We talk about the apocalypse sometimes as a metaphor, sometimes as a proverb or a premonition. In those moments, I felt it. Truly felt it. And I'm glad you were spared from that. Because there is so much you have left to do, so much you can do. You wouldn't have made the difference. You can make the difference now.
I hear you. How do I prevent it from happening here? I know it's a big question.
I didn't even know it could happen. To be completely honest, we're on equal footing, you and I, in this one. This was almost like a bad dream or a story you hear about that's meant to make you finish the last of your dinner. If you, I don't know if you can prevent it, but if you want to give yourself the best shot, you have to prepare yourself. You have to be wary about those around you and have to not be caught on your heels like we were. And there are going to be those that doubt it, that don't believe it. 3 forgotten septs go missing. There's a reason they're forgotten. They will deny and they will fight you on believing that this threat exists, but it is all too real. And it is moving. Even in places we can't see it, even in ways they're going to believe it was a one-off, even if they believe it at all. Their overconfidence will be their downfall. Don't let it be yours.
I've missed our chats.
I did for a while. Now I'm not missing much of anything, but I'm glad to see you.
Glad to see you. Listen, there's a something I want to offer.
Right?
This place, and he'll gesture around. Our cairn back home had a distinct feel like nothing I had experienced before. Until I got here. This place has untouched raw power. And I'm still trying to figure everything out here, and Eliza and I are trying to do everything we can, and there's so much going on. These chats we could possibly keep having if you wanted to stay here.
Jace,
Those
is
trips in
that
the Umbra?
something that you want? No, this isn't her asking me. This is me asking. Is this something that you want?
To an extent, yes. It's a piece that he thinks will fill that void. But there's also that part where passing on is part of life. So he has a confliction within himself on which way to go. But him asking almost feels selfish.
Give me a charisma and persuasion. However, because of your apprehension, I am going to make a -1 die to that.
That's 3.
She looks to you as she considers the idea of it. What exactly would it entail?
You would just be a spirit within this cairn, as far as I'm aware.
I never wanted to stop fighting. Even now, I'm thinking that there's more I should be doing, more I could be doing. And the idea of returning to Gaia, albeit appealing, I'm not sure he's in a state to receive me. But if I can still be helpful to you, if I can still be helpful to the fight, I would be willing.
Trying to like hold back a huge grin. Okay, I'm not entirely sure on how to do it, but he'll look over towards Eliza. She's really, really good at everything that we do.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't old and cranky enough for you.
Well, and now you never will be.
That is true. I will get to keep these looks. That is...
It's true. Yeah.
All right. He looks over towards Eliza. So what do we do? Eliza chuckles softly and says, well, you're going to have to stay in that little apartment of yours a little while longer. You see, the door's only open. The rite can only be performed once a year on the first new moon of the new year. But if you find yourself mighty comfortable in there, at least for the time being, I mean, it is your own design, so I would hope you are. When the time comes, we can release you to a new existence. We bind you. I know the word bind sounds a bit frightening, but I assure you, not the kind of binding we think of often when we think of spirits. More of a oath of sorts. Cat just kind of stares at her, brow furrowed slightly. You for real?
Yeah.
A lot of fantastical words you're using. Suppose I could use a little bit more space to stretch than in this small thing. Very well. The new year it is. Don't go dying before then, though, because if I get bound to this place and you're not there, then that's for nothing and foolish.
I haven't done anything super foolish in the last week.
Possibly a new record.
Could be. I gotta talk to some of the other pack mates, but I'm pretty sure it's been about a week now.
Maybe you're not doing it right.
Yeah, you and I can talk about that later and how I can fix that.
Definitely. Don't dwell too much on where they were. Think about where they are now. Helps. They're not suffering anymore. They're not struggling anymore. They did their job as best as they could. Like I said, there's nothing you could have done. There's nothing that would have changed it. You have to believe that. best as you can, at least.
I'm getting there.
She reaches out and touches the side of your face in an affectionate way that she's done before. And while it doesn't feel like a skin-to-skin contact, you still feel almost like a tingling pressure placed against your cheek and jaw. Till we see each other again.
I know where to find you.
She then gives one last smile. She starts to fade till she's gone back into the spirit catcher. Eliza looks to you. Like I said, it's a might bit controversial.
While holding on to it, almost shaking, he goes and sets it down gently and runs over to her and gives her a big hug and whispers in her ear, "Thank you."
There's nothing I wouldn't do for you or this pack. No lengths I wouldn't go to. I suppose that makes me better than the nation. She says in an almost teasing, voice. You deserve to be happy, Jace. The moments are few and far between this life, but when you have them, hold on to them. Keep them close. Don't make the same mistakes I did.
You'll let go from the hug. I will try and learn from your mistakes. Now, you are much older than I am, so there's a lot of mistakes that I'm gonna have to sift through.
As I've said before, I'm older because I gave up for a very long time. Can't give up. It's worse than death. Because you don't stop seeing the world crumbling around you. You just stop caring. And you need to care. We all need to care.
You're right. Absolutely. This, the big help.
Good. I hoped it would be. Do me a favor, though. Don't tell Aspen I went wandering up to Michigan or Ohio or anywhere up there.
Nope. It's just stumbled into the bar one day.
Who knew?
Yeah, it's crazy what the patrons bring in. Speaking of things wandering in, he'll reach into his jacket. So Artie and I have been hard at work on something. So you know of all the different fun people that have been just showing up randomly to our Karen, right?
We have had our fair share of visitors, have we not?
Yeah. No. Artie and I came across another one.
Really?
It's really shy. Really shy. So I have it with me. Hold on. I know. You just put out your hand. I'm gonna let it out.
She shakes her head with a chuckle, but holds out her hand.
He reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out the little shape of a pen in the shape of a dog and puts it on her hand. It's a wear pencil.
I got that.
Pen.
I guess it has a canine form and a pencil form.
Correct. Yeah, and it'll only do it when you're not really looking. But you can manipulate it and stuff. It's flexible like that. It took us a long time to kind of get it to like do the different things, but it was hard on us.
Oh, I'm sure it was. They seem like a rascally bunch.
Yeah, but we figured if anyone's gonna be able to figure out the secrets of this one, why not Eliza Ross?
Why not Eliza Ross? I love it, Jace. And you never cease to surprise or amaze me. The lengths you'll go, even just for a smile.
Smiles, I find, are one of the best ongoing gifts that you can give someone.
That we agree. And your smile especially, while hard-earned sometimes, one that I cherish.
Thank you for all that you do for for me. The additional mentoring, being a surgeon at times. Again, sorry for making you go through that.
All right. I trust you, Jace, completely. And while I know at times I can be very vague, understand it's not from a lack of trust. If anything, it's from conditioning, and also because my patron tends to be very vague as well.
I think I just gotta talk to him, and I might be able to figure that out.
You could call them shy as well.
Ah, fun. Okay.
Mysterious.
If the time does come and they want to have a chat with me, I will come running.
I know you will. She holds up the pen and just chuckles at it as she stares at the little ears and paws. This might be the best gift I've ever received, I'll have you know. She puts it into her sweater pocket, just having the little head sticking out. Merry Christmas, Jace.
Merry Christmas, Eliza.
She leans in and gives you a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And this is where we transition to our final scene of the first half of tonight's story. Aspen. The past is a complicated matter for you. It's full of heartache and pain, loss, and a longing that is hard to replace, especially when you were very young. Your mom worked so hard and so often. Being a single parent, it was by necessity less than desire, to help provide you a life, a future. Always knowing how brilliant you were and the places you could go. She would work tirelessly to get you there. But sometimes opportunity and success aren't everything. Because there's nothing that matches or replaces the love of a parent, support of a parent, the time spent with them. Time that was very rare, although enjoyable when you could get it, but rare. Fortunately, you got a second mother out of a woman named Shannon Black, who was your tutor, your mentor, your friend, and at times the disciplinarian that you needed growing up. So as the holiday season approaches, as you've possibly been shirking one element of your past that seems to be trying to catch up with you, what has prompted you to reach out to Shannon?
Well, she tends to at least give calls on birthdays, Christmas, those bigger events in her life to keep that connection there, even though there's a bit of guilt still lingering from leaving and not really saying much about why. But there's also the feeling of wanting to help Jester as well, and needing to. The one thing she knows that she can do her best to figure out is Mia. And so while this is a casual call of wanting to talk to Shannon, it's also has a purpose, and that's a little disconcerting because it's hard to call a person you barely call and ask them for a favor.
One thing that you've always known about Shannon, something maybe you've always appreciated about her, is that she was always there for you, no matter what. In times when your mother couldn't be, in times when you maybe wished you had a father, Shannon somehow filled both roles when you needed it. So as you look at the number, the contact screen for Shannon Black, you press the button and make the call. It rings a couple of times before it picks up. Aspen?
Hey, how are you?
I'm so good now. How are you?
I'm great. Just wanted to give you a call. It's Christmas after all.
Well, Merry Christmas. It's so good to hear from you. It's been a while. How are things?
Busier than I like, but making things happen. Yeah, Merry Christmas. I missed you.
Missed you. It's so good to hear from you, and I'm glad that you're staying busy. I hope things are good.
Well, busy is a good thing, but it also could be a bad thing. It ebbs and flows.
Oh, I know about you and your flow states, and when you're focused on something, it's impossible to get you out of it. But that has always been something that is admirable about you, is that you can focus so much and see something through to its conclusion, no matter what. That's a dedication I admire.
She stays silent for a few seconds as she smiles, not really knowing how to respond to that, and just gives out like a weak thank you.
So tell me everything. It's been a while since we've caught up. How are you? How's life? What have you been working on?
It's been a whirlwind, but it's been really rewarding. I opened up my own firm with someone else. Her name is Anna Pelfrey. So we have our firm that we've been working through, and there's been a lot of crazy cases with that. There's this one awful lawyer here, and he's the bane of my existence, but I won't get into all of that. I've made some really cool friends. I have a friend, Jessica. She's been my friend since I've been here. Well, shortly after I got here. But we had a couple of new people come in that we've got a good group, and I met a guy, and so that's in development, I guess you could say. But it's been good. It's been good. Stressful, but good.
That's all I'm gonna get. I met a guy.
His name is Arthur. He's wonderful, and he's a computer whiz, and he's also he bit of a therapist. And yeah, he works to help people, and he's just the best.
A lawyer and a therapist. Next thing you're gonna tell me you live in a penthouse apartment in the big city.
Or like a small home in the suburbs, but you know.
Well, I'll have to see that white picket fence sometime.
I'd like that. Yeah.
So you're still in Florida then?
Still in Florida. No snow, and the drivers are crazier, but the no snow really, really comes in handy.
Never saw you as a snowbird, but I'm glad that you're happy. I'm glad that you're enjoying it there. I actually have some news of my own that I've been wanting to talk to you about.
And you had me talking about myself the whole time.
Well, I want to hear all about you and how things are going. I was offered a job.
Really?
Yes, perhaps I'll see that white picket fence sooner than I expected. It was at the University of South Florida. They want me to be an associate professor.
Oh, that's amazing.
Really good opportunity, and I'm surprised at how much money they're offering, but if it meant being closer to you again, I figured, why not?
No, that's great. How did that all come to be?
You know, it's funny, I wasn't even looking, but they apparently heard about the good work I did out here and wanted to offer me an opportunity. You know how headhunters work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't know that you had any interest in Florida.
Well, I didn't until you moved there.
Fair enough. You sure you want to come all the way down here, and leave? You and Mom are close.
We are. Of course we are, and I could visit her and she could visit both of us. When's the last time you called your mom, Aspen?
I sent her a text, telling her Merry Christmas.
I think she deserves a little bit more than that, don't you?
Well, she's busy, so don't want to take up all of her time.
When you're ready. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. She loves you and she misses you. And whenever you're ready. But besides that, yes, it'd be difficult to leave your mom, and like you said, she's very busy. But I want to be there for you, too. I've always wanted to. And it'd just be nice to be with you again. Show me
It would be
around your
nice.
new life and your new guy. And I can meet Jessica.
She's great. You'd really love her. But when are you planning on coming down then?
Well, it wouldn't be until the winter term, so in the new year, I'd be making the move.
That's great. That's awesome.
If you feel like I'd be crowding you or getting in your way, I promise I wouldn't. I mean, aside from the normal amount of fussing.
No, I know. And it just it's different here. I don't want to say more dangerous, but it's not Idaho. It's people here are a little bitey.
Most things aren't Idaho, for better or worse. And eventually you
enough.
do get sick of potatoes.
I mean, they have potatoes everywhere.
Of course they do, but it's not, a trademark.
Fair.
Well, okay. I'm up for an adventure. You know I can take care of myself.
Yeah, no, I know. And it's just crazy here. And I just worry, I guess.
You have nothing to worry about. Like I said, it's a good opportunity, good money. I've already been looking at places, and I think I found one in a good neighborhood.
Where are you looking?
Well, there's some temporary housing by the university itself within walking distance that could hold me over until I find something a little bit more permanent, but they have some nice teacher dormitories of a sort up there.
Okay. Well, I want to help. So let's find something maybe closer to where I am, and that way, if you need any help with moving or getting acclimated, I can be there for all of that.
Here I was thinking you didn't want me in your way, but now you're going to get me even more in your way.
Like I said, I just worry, is all.
I know everybody talks about big bad Florida and how strange it is, but I'm sure it's like everywhere else.
It's definitely different, but I get your sentiment.
There is one other thing that I want to talk to you about, but it's kind of sensitive. And I want to make sure that you're in the right frame of mind to hear it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of rapping over here.
Have you spoken to Sunsella lately?
No, I've just been so busy I haven't gotten around to talking to him.
You hear her sigh on the other side of the phone and then pause for a long moment. Aspen, son is very sick. In fact, they're afraid he doesn't have much longer. Cancer, stage 4, pancreatic. I'm Sorry to be the one to tell you this, especially so close to the holidays, but I figured you should know because he doesn't have a lot of time left. I figured you'd want to talk to him, or it's too late.
Where is he in hospital or?
He's actually in hospice care. When they figured out there wasn't very much left they could do, he asked to be moved to a facility.
Okay. I guess I should come visit.
Probably as soon as possible. They really don't think he has a lot of time left, and I'm sorry to put this on you with the holidays and everything, but I figured it's better to hear from me if you hadn't heard already.
No, it's okay. Maybe I go up there and help you move down and kind of make it a trip.
Sure. I have to be moved in by, I believe, the 3rd week of January for classes to begin. So, if you're available before then, no Miss Busybody, it'd be great to see you, but if not, I understand. I'll be there soon.
I'll see what I can do. Even if I can be there just to come back down with you. I can try and make that happen. It's a little unfortunate because I was going to ask you for a bit of a favor, but I am excited that you're coming.
What can I do for you, Aspen? What do you need?
So I have a friend. Well, technically, it's a friend of a friend, but they are in a bit of an abusive relationship, and there's potentially drugs of sorts involved, and they just really needed somewhere to go, somewhere to escape that abuse, and I was hoping maybe I could bring her down there, but if you're coming down here, it kind of defeats that purpose.
Well, there are a number of facilities out here that I still have contacts with, and I'm sure I could get her set up out here. I mean, if you need, if it's really important, I can just pass on the job offer and stay here.
No, I wouldn't want you to do that. It sounds like a great opportunity for you.
It's a pretty good opportunity, I'm not gonna lie.
I can figure something out.
Let me see what I can do. Okay? Maybe I can help even being close. But I know people. I have a lot of friends in that community. Let me see what I can put together.
That would be amazing. Also, it is a little bit unique, her case, with everything that she's going through, so I just want to make sure she's in the best care possible.
Like I said, I know some people. I'm sure I can do something.
Thank you.
Of course. It's gonna be okay, Aspen. Everything. I know this was not the best news to get, but I know you'll always do the right thing. Hell, I raised you that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to keep you too long. I'm sure you have a tree to trim, she says, like, slyly. I love you, Aspen. Everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Like I said, just stressful. There's just a bunch going on, that's all.
It's gonna be fine. I'll be there soon and maybe I can help.
Definitely, absolutely. And I know it'll be fine. We'll get you all moved and we'll get everything figured out. It'll be good. It'll be great.
Great. Looking forward to it. Merry Christmas, Aspen. We'll talk again really soon.
Merry Christmas.
As she hangs up the phone, what's going through your mind with all of these bits and pieces of news and revelation that have hit you?
Well, first off, terrible timing. Terrible timing. With everything going on down here. It's just to make a trip up there, even to logistically do moves and visit, just sounds like the last possible thing to fit in the schedule. But to the emotional side of things, talking to Sunsella would be a hard conversation. But it's something that needs to be done. You know, if it doesn't happen now, then there's the potential that it never happens. And then the absolute worst news is that Shannon's coming down here. And how do you tell somebody, no, don't, without, again, telling them how awful everything is, without making them suspicious or worried? And so what else do you do but just go with it and hope that you can figure it out?
You also can't help but think the university, the treaty, everything that entails. Happy holidays indeed. They're about to get a lot happier. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the second half of tonight's story. Welcome back. As we return in the second half, we find ourselves at the cairn. It is a night of celebration, a time to be with family, whether blood related or found. And in this case, it's very much a found family. As the Guru of the Sept of the Evening Star come together to celebrate the holidays, there is excitement and music and joy. Even in between the trees hang lines of lights, beating back the darkness, sparkling, almost like stars amongst the trees. Probably is taking a lot of batteries to keep them lit, but for the moment, it is a spectacle to behold and enjoy. Everyone is gathered around the carved meeting table, which today serves as a feasting table, as there are many, many dishes laid out. Eliza went all out, clearly, on creating a spread for this particular event. There's ham, there's turkey, there's mashed potatoes, casserole, and there is so many desserts. As everyone is gathered around, having feasted upon all of the offerings that are made available, upon the bounty that is made available, the gift exchange begins. We have Charles, Eliza, even Artie made an appearance, although he's looking a little bit worse for wear, having lost a significant amount of weight, 10 to 15 pounds of weight. He still has a joy on his face to be around everyone. He's cleaned up as much as he possibly can, combing his what was matted hair, having showered, and he's even shaved for the first time, Aspen, in weeks at this point. And he's wearing some clothes that were recently washed. And he seems, despite the weight loss, like he's doing better. The circles around his eyes have pulled back a little bit. And while he moves a little slower, not with the same over-exuberant energy he had before, he seems happier, even healthier than he did before. Charles and Jester, having returned from Connecticut, are back in warmish weather attire, and Charles is dressed in his suit, but he has a obnoxiously colorful tie that was given to him as one of his Christmas gifts that he is wearing and trying his best not to draw attention to, and failing. Eliza is dressed in the same sundress that was described earlier, with the green leafy pattern and a garland of red flowers almost exploding all over it. And on her head, she wears a wreath that seems to go over her forehead and around the back, with little flowers placed within the wreath as well, little white flowers. And then Larry is also present. He said he couldn't stay for long as it is Christmas Eve and he has to go see to his mom, but he wanted to stop by and make sure to make an appearance at the very least to be with his new motley family. So, as all of you are gathered, the scene is yours.
Aspen is wearing a Santa hat. Her hair is kind of pulled into two pigtails, and she's wearing like the gaudiest dress, you know, those Santa dresses that have like the tinsel on them and the pom-poms. She's wearing that still with her hiking boots, but she's laced them with garland as well. And she is currently kind of putting things on what we have said as the Aiden tree. She's kind of decorating it as people are kind of gathering.
Jester is helping Aspen decorate the Aiden tree. She also has a Santa S cat, but she's more dressed like a Christmas elf with pointed ears and all. And she's got like this little her hat is green and she's got this like little green dress, but it's got the little snow like tinsel at the bottom, and she still has like hiking boots, but they're like green.
Jace is in his normal getup, but he is rocking the Santa hat. But he is putting silverware out on the table itself, helping Eliza, just making sure everything's all straightened up. His type A personality kicking in, making sure everything's straight and in a line.
The fire that roars within fire pit, encircled by stones of varying sizes, has a smell of pine and chestnuts coming from it, as Eliza brought in some extras to add to the fire to help add to the merriment and cheer of the time. As everyone is off conversating or decorating or straightening, Artie comes up to the duo by Aiden's tree. So, I wanted to give you guys your presents. I mean, another present, and he winks towards Aspen. But I wanted to do it just the three of us. That's okay.
Of course.
Aspen, he holds out a hand and says, "You got your phone?"
Always. And she pulls it out of the little pocket on the dress.
He takes the phone and he opens up the back, removing a chip, and then reaches into his pocket, little project I've been working on, and inserts another chip in before closing it. And as he turns the phone on and hands it to you, you see that it has a signal.
Artie, you're a genius.
I know you always want to be able to get a hold of anyone and be in the loop about everything, and this place isn't always prone to that, but I know that you're doing more work around here and that we're closer to here. I figured it'd be good for you to be able to get in touch with anyone at any time, no matter what.
She'll give him a kiss on the cheek and put her phone back into her pocket. And yeah, I mean, with everything going on, it's going to be so helpful. You're the best.
Well, don't worry, there's more gifts than that coming, but that one seemed appropriate for the surrounds. It wouldn't be as big of a reveal if we were at home and you were like, yeah, it has bars like usual. He then looks over to Jester and fishes in his pocket again, and what he pulls out is a little metal box with a lid. It looks like a jewelry box, but as he opens it, you see that there is a ballerina inside spinning around, except the ballerina has black paint all over her dress and little tiny black eyeliner around the eyes of the ballerina figurine. And the song that plays from the box is Infinite Baths by Sleep Token.
Aw. This is cute.
Well, I know you love music, and this was a bit of mechanical work on my part to put it all together, but I figured you've always said that this is one of their thank you letters to their fans, a love letter to their fans, and I figure you need a reminder sometimes how much you're appreciated and loved.
It's really sweet.
Also, it's music, so, that's good.
Of course. Always. Look back to the box containing the presents. 1 sec. And then pull several out. Okay. Set some down, then hold this like one that's shaped like a small kite. Technically, this is for the both of you in your new home. Consider it a housewarming Christmas present. But go ahead and open it.
You open it. I know how much you like unwrapping.
I really do. And he starts ravenously tearing at the paper, pulling it open.
Inside is the replica at Sting that I bought from the weaponsmith in the market. Caleb, yeah. Sheathed and all. I figured you guys could hang it on your wall or something. It's actually functional, but I don't think either of you will use it.
I mean, you never know, but I'll probably swing it around even if at nothing, just because I can. But I love it. I know exactly where it'll go. Oh, okay. I guess Aspen and I will negotiate over where it goes.
You put this one wherever you want, Artie.
He pulls the blade out just a little bit. They even did the runes on the blade.
She like goes and inspects it, all excited, and like pulls it out completely. Is already like holding it as if she knows what she's doing with a sword, which she does not. Is just looking at it.
I'll give her tips, and so she doesn't accidentally stab either of them.
Meanwhile, over at the table, Jace, as you're placing down the forks and knives and making sure that everything is just so, you turn to go grab something else to bring to the table, and you are immediately confronted by the chest of Charles, who seems to have been standing right behind you, waiting to approach you.
Yes, Charles.
I'm supposed to have a present for you. And I do. And this is it. And he just pulls out a little paper bag and hands it to you.
A bag. Thanks.
The present is in the bag.
Oh, thanks. I wouldn't figure that out. He puts it down on the table, kind of moving things a little bit, and he looks inside.
As you look inside, you find a handcrafted leather holster for a pistol, but on the holster itself is a swarm of rats that have been delicately embroidered or sewn into the holster itself, twirling around from the bottom up to the top, where there is a single rat, larger, sitting above where the gun would be holstered, holding a gigantic pistol with both hands.
He'll pull it out, look at it, all the details, like, Charles, this thing's freaking badass. Thanks. Where'd you get it?
I had it made for you specifically.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Burned it. Been working very hard, and I've become capable combatant with firearms. You deserve to dress the part as well.
The end goal is to outshoot you one day.
And stay alive a very long time.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. At that point, he'll put it back in the bag. I do have something for you, though.
Oh.
He'll run over to a little box and he'll hand it over to him. There you are.
He opens the box.
Inside is a little tiny pistol, but it's stranger than a normal one. And he'll pick that up quickly, and it's a little bit fatter. The barrel tip is quite large, and inside is an envelope that's folded.
He looks with a peculiar look on his face at the gun itself, but then moves to the envelope and opens it.
It's a 6-hour play at the paintball arena in Tampa for him and 4 other people.
Paintball. I've heard of this. It's like fighting, but only mildly getting injured.
Yeah, it'll leave like welts on people. Used to do it up in Columbus, just more of a recreation thing when I was a kid. But it was a way to like let off steam to, like, if you're upset with something, you just go and you'd shoot people, but not kill them. You just cause injury.
Interesting. So, combat for fun.
Yeah. I was awful at it back then, like absolutely terrible, and I got hit a lot. But I figured you and whoever you wanted to take would be able to go and just kind of let off steam, go do your thing, and it's a experience that you get to have for fun for yourself.
You see Charles's demeanor melt away for a second. His usually stoic and hardened demeanor melt away as his brow wrinkles a little bit, his eyebrows raising, and you get the smallest sense of a almost childlike joy as he looks at the gun once more, now realizing its purpose and that it's not meant to be a functional firearm that's used in combat. He says, Jace, this is surprisingly fitting. Thank you. I enjoy shooting other people with you, but not killing them.
Yeah, it's a bit frowned upon if we actually went out and just started shooting random people. So, yeah, and you know, I feel like it'd be fun for you. Now they do have rules when you get there. I swear, if I hear anything about you hitting someone if they get too close to you, you can't do that. It's not like a full contact thing. You can shoot them, and that is it.
So I can't use the stock
No.
to. Oh,
You might
all
be able to like push someone gently and then
Ah.
shoot them, but you can't hit people in there.
So
think there's
not
another thing
entirely
for that,
full
though.
contact.
Right.
All right. Well, I will study the rules to make sure that I understand them fully. But this is very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Certainly, we have to go together. We have to see how much you've developed. We can be on the same team.
Okay, good. Okay, I was like, I'm only going because I don't want to be against you because I already know how that outcome's gonna be. Me riddled in paint and your suit maybe having a shot on it. Although that part would be
He just
quite funny.
Stares at you as if he would get hit.
Yeah, some of those guys are pretty good in there. I'm just saying, but we'll see. We'll see. They might offer you to be on a team or something if you're too good, though. So you might need to get hit a couple times.
I look forward to the challenge. Thank you, Jace.
And
This is very nice. I'm awestruck.
Oh, and thank you for the holster. You've been a great teacher.
Been a great student. And your performance against the large abomination of a wolf was very impressive. I don't know if we could have done it without you.
Between you and me, I was on the verge of shitting my pants.
Get used to that feeling. It never goes away.
Okay. I don't know if I will. At that point, he grabs the box and looks at the holster again and big old smile, puts it back, like, and then rearranged the table for the little things he pushed aside.
At this point, back with Aspen and Jester. Aspen, I need you to roll me a composure and resolve check.
I'm assuming rage 1, yeah?
Yes.
4.
Aspen, as you feel a chill roll up your back, as if almost an icicle was being brushed along your spine, you feel different. Aspen, until told otherwise, you must be the worst version of yourself you can think of. I will leave that up to you as to what that entails. But effectively, all joy and merriment in this moment has been removed and replaced with annoyance, irritation, could be sadness, could be anger or frustration. But as of this point, you become the worst version of yourself.
She's gonna feel that shiver, kind of blink, look down at her watch that she has. Well, we should probably hurry up and wrap this up. Got plenty of things we need to do. Jester, here, well, I have this one for you. There's another one, but there's that one at least. And already I was gonna give you this to alone, but since we're running short on time, here, you can just have it.
Babe, we have plenty
Hey.
of time. It's the whole
What's wrong?
night.
Yeah, I get it. Like merriment, excitement, joy, all of that. I'm glad everybody's having fun, but we have other more important things to worry about. We've got Piney Point coming up. Jester, you're going to be leaving anytime now, and we've got so many other things going on. So let's get presents done. If anybody's still hungry, go ahead and eat, and then we can get out of here.
Look to Artie, and then did something? Did we say something, or did I say something? That change was very sudden. We were laughing like 10 minutes ago and fixing the tree, and take the present from her and be like, but here, hand her her own personal gift, which is small rectangle wrapped.
She'll kind of look a little frustrated and annoyed that we're still doing this, and she's just gonna unwrap it real quick and open it, not even pretending to be like excited or anything on her face.
It is a collector's edition of Lord of the Rings. Like a small one she could carry around.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I gave my other one to Xander, so this will come in handy. And she just kind of tucks it under her arm. You guys open yours.
Artie,
Just open mine.
yeah, with a furrowed brow, looking at Aspen, tries to shake it off and unwraps his.
Yeah, Artie's is in a little drawstring bag, and as he opens it, there's a bracelet in it that's been like nicely crafted that has a piece of the scrap headband that Aspen wears on her wrist, and then it has a piece of the teddy bear that he keeps from his brother, and it's nicely made into a bracelet.
Oh, babe, this is so great. Thank you. And he
Yeah.
leans in to give you a kiss.
She like just kind of gives him a peck real quick. Jester,
Open mine. Feeling very uncomfortable at the moment.
and yours is a corded necklace, and it's got a small shard of the iron from when we killed the wolf, beaded through the corded necklace.
This is really beautiful. Thank you.
No problem. Let's go do the rest of the presents.
Yeah.
Jester, as you look at Aspen's lack of reaction, as you see the coldness with which she addresses you in the situation, you're taken back to the time that led to Artie leaving, the time after Aiden's death. How dry, how businesslike, how uncaring. Roll me a composure and resolve of your own.
I got 1 success.
As the shadow of Aiden's tree casts over you, you feel a chill go up your spine, again, as if an icicle is being dragged all the way from your tailbone to the back of your neck. The cold takes hold of you, in your limbs, in your fingers. You feel your teeth start to chatter. But then a warmth just explodes from the center of your chest like a volcano. You now also become the worst version of yourself.
Walking, my steps will get... I will stomp more, heavier and heavier. And I'll just shove the 2 boxes I have for Artie into his chest and be like, this is such fucking bullshit. And just like push him out of the way as I just stalk towards the table.
Artie almost drops the gifts as he's shoved out of the way. What is going on? Bends down and picks the gifts up and starts following after, being the caboose in that processional. As you arrive over at the table, you see that everything is laid out very neatly and precisely. There's still food to be had, and it seems like dessert is ready for everyone to dig in. Charles steps over to meet Jester, his brow furrowed a little bit. What's wrong?
Aspen's being a bitch. You know, just fucking... Just... Stop hovering. Just stop. I'll go and, like, sit in Aspen's chair.
Okay. As she's... oh yeah, go ahead.
Aspen's gonna speak up as soon as she gets and just looks at Jester in her chair, just rolls her eyes because it's nothing to deal with as long as we get this done. She's gonna loudly to everybody around, pass them out if you got them. We're doing presents. Let's go. Grab your stuff, pass it out. Let's open them. Let's get this done.
Artie then looks towards Jace and Charles with a very bewildered look on his face.
Look over towards Aspen. What's the rush?
We've got a lot to do. So, like, let's get through the joy. Let's get through the excitement. Let's pass out our gifts, and we've got to get to the next thing. We've got a lot going on. So just grab it and pass it, and people can open them when they're ready. And she's just gonna go grab her gifts, and she'll go right to like 4 boxes. She'll just pull them out and put them right in front of Jace, and they're like bigger boxes.
Oh, okay. You'll pick up one and slowly start tearing at it, like keeping eye contact with her as he's opening it.
So when you open the box, it's a bunch of paper and bubble wrap, but as you pull that away, there's a bunch of glassware in there, a bunch of cups. They are glassware from your old bar in Ohio.
Ah. How'd you get these?
Just, made some phone calls. Not a big deal.
No, this is huge. This is really cool. Thank you.
At this point, Eliza has returned to the RV to grab her gifts as Aspen demands for everyone to pass out their presents.
Jester will just wave a hand towards the box and be like, if you want them, they're over there. Otherwise, I'll just throw them out.
I'm gonna get up at that point, walk over towards Artie. What'd I miss?
I don't know. Everything was fine, and then it was straight to business. I think Jester's mad that Aspen didn't really react to her gift.
Aspen will be like, okay, I guess I'll go get the gifts. And, like, side-eye Jester and walk away.
Family gatherings. Okay.
Yeah, they've never been like this, although I didn't have a big family.
Basing it on non-Hallmark stuff. He'll go over to the box he got for Artie, like, well, guess we'll make this quick. Here.
Thanks, buddy. I also got you something. It's a little bit bigger, and he pulls out a large, flat box that is about 2 feet by 3 feet wide, but it's only about maybe 6 inches thick. And as he passes it over to you and you unwrap it, you see that it is a halogen sign that has been constructed to say the split helm on it in very nautical font. There's even an anchor that lights up beyond it.
This is so cool. I haven't had one of these yet.
I've never gotten to work on a halogen sign before, and this was an opportunity, so I decided to give my shot at it and bought all the parts and started constructing it, and it turned out pretty good, I think.
This is really cool. It'll go right in that front window.
That's what I was hoping. Awesome. I'm glad you like it.
That's really cool. Open yours.
Oh, yeah. He starts unwrapping.
When he opens it, it's in a big box that has styrofoam protective pieces on it, but it is a free fly system Alta X drone. It's got this big camera, but it's a completely silent drone. Like, it makes no noise, and it can pick up and like drop things off.
He just has the widest eyed expression and like a big grin on his face. I know that I'm probably too old to like start playing with toys as soon as possible, but I don't think I can wait. This is so awesome.
I figured for like regular enjoyment, but like times we're like out doing stuff and we need eyes, and it's quiet.
As you say that, the door to the RV opens and a cloud of smoke rolls out of the RV as Eliza steps out with a cigarette hanging from her lips and a bottled beer in her hand. And she just kind of pulls a bag behind her that is pretty large and is actually now dragging on the ground as she drags it behind her over towards the table, and then just lifts it up and drops it, and you hear like the clatter of several items hit the table. Merry Christmas, or whatever. Dig in.
I'll stare at the cigarette in her hand and be like, oh, well, I guess my present's going to be useful.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And what present is that?
It's over there, if you want it.
You're gonna make an old lady walk all the way over there to get a gift?
I got the gift for you. Least you could do is walk.
I'll do it. And she'll just go grab all of Jester's gifts and pass them out really quickly to everybody.
So, what did you get?
For Eliza, it's actually ashtrays that have been recrafted into flower pots. There are 3 of them. There is a set of 3.
She looks at the flower pots. All right, then. And she takes her cigarette and tosses one in, or tosses it into the pot. Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, whatever. She'll point to like this very long box, probably about 2 feet wide and about like 3 feet long, and be like, "It's yours, Jace."
Thanks. He'll grab it and start ripping into it.
Inside is a set of 4 beer taps. They are antique wood, and the top of them is shaped like ship wheels.
Ah, cool. You're gonna help me install these, right?
Just get the rats to do it or something. I mean,
You wanna
probably
trust
won't be
the- you
long
wanna-
to the bar's gone anyway, so whatever.
Jace, although it's not necessary, roll me a wits and insight.
Rage still won, even at
Yeah.
that comment? Okay.
Actually, at that comment, I'll say your rage can go to 2 for sure.
Okay.
Obviously, they're acting unusual, but so far it's been kind of like maybe the party's just gone sour, maybe they had a fight. Eliza, however, was kind of the real tipping point, because as long as you've known her, she doesn't smoke, she doesn't, drink all that often, if at all.
3.
As you're seeing the tone of everything shift, something feels very off. Very off. And more than just, the mood change. As you focus on your pack mates and your mentor, looking around, your eyes pass over Charles and you see that his demeanor has entirely changed. He has his arms wrapped around himself and seems to be rubbing his arms, and he's got this very overly alert look in his eyes as his eyes are darting around. Getting kind of cold. Dark. This sudden of a shift, especially in 2 people that have been pillars for you in your education, in your growth, in your time here, shifting so dramatically and so all-consumingly as you look around almost everyone, you can tell that there's something foul at work here.
Gonna spend a will and then use my senses to try and look around. With that, it's wits and wisdom. Okay. That's a 5 to look around.
As you attune your senses to the other side, pressing through, almost immediately as the photo negative lays over the photo, the vision is startling, because what would be a forest similar to this, albeit taller, is now a frozen landscape. Snow is piled upon the ground. The trees have icicles hanging from them and that kind of sheen along the side, as if a icy rain had frozen to the side of the trees. And even more alarming, actually roll me a intelligence and occult.
does my specialty come into play here?
Of Bane's, not in this particular case.
Okay. You say intelligence in occult or wits in occult?
Intelligence in occult.
Six with a crit.
The ice that seems to be layering over the trees, you don't feel or see the presence of any of the spiritual guardians that guard this cairn. In fact, it seems like the trees themselves are frozen like statues, held in place, unable to move, unable to act. Looking at Charles and Jester and Aspen, roll me a wits and investigation.
Spend a will.
Yeah.
Two.
You can't get anything off of them other than they seem to be in shadow, no matter how close to the light they are. And you actually see the snow and ice clinging to their skin. Even on the shadowy side, where you wouldn't really make them out.
Gonna look at them for a moment and then look over towards Artie. There's something very wrong. Our guardians, the trees, they're like in cryo right now, man. Like there's ice all over them.
What? That doesn't even make sense.
I don't know, but the rest of them don't look right either.
Protections are supposed to avoid anything like this. You think it's Bane's?
I'm not detecting that. I'm not getting any of that. I don't know what it is, man. And the person I would normally ask is drinking and smoking.
I haven't seen her like that in a really long time, like since we first met her. That was full on Hirano, Eliza. From that point, Eliza, you hear say, if you're gonna talk about me, you might as well fucking say it out loud.
He turns around and looks at her like, you're being kind of a cold bitch. That's what I'm talking about. Actually, the lot of you, and he'll turn to the rest of them.
Okay, can we just do what we came here to do? She'll finish passing out her presents, and she'll go to Charles. I got you a bike. There you go. Eliza, I got you some pictures. Larry, I know you have to leave soon, so I fixed your motorcycle. Or your father's motorcycle, I believe. So you can go ahead and grab that before you leave. We do have things we need to talk about, though, as far as Jester leaving, as far as Piney Point, and we really need to discuss that today before we leave.
As you see Aspen talking, you see her shadow grow larger. Long, curled horns coming out of the shadow, hulking physique, and hooves seem to make up the feet of her shadow.
Here she goes. Probably because she doesn't have anything else in her life. All business.
Ignoring what she said, going to look at the shadow above. You're not welcome here.
This is my
Not
is-
you. Not you. You. He'll point up above her.
Oh, he's seeing things again.
As if you could stop me. Boy.
Boy.
Jace, make me a composure and resolve check.
Six.
You feel an icy chill start to roll up your back, but then cease as if pushed away. And you hear the shadowy creature.
You're a strong one. I'm this ass.
That cold shiver. You're gonna have to try harder than that.
Well,
At this point, Jester, Jace is getting on your nerves. He's getting in the way of your anger towards Aspen. He's doing his look into the beyond thing. He's spacing out again and talking to things that aren't there. What do you do?
I'm gonna lean forward and pick up a nice, heavy dish of mashed potatoes, and I'm just gonna fling it at him.
Okay, make me a dexterity and athletics versus a dexterity and athletics.
My rage still 1.
You're at a rage 3 currently.
Okay. Jesus, I got 6 successes with a crit.
Okay, so Jace, take 3 points of superficial damage, not from the food, but from the dish as it hits you, and it definitely hurts.
Take it, wipe it off.
Oh,
That's
that knock
not
you out of your
helpful.
bullshit? Like the woo
How about-
woo I see shit bullshit that you have going on? Breaking into whatever business Aspen wants to talk about? I mean, fuck it. I just won't go to Virginia. How's that? If we're just so fucking busy, let's just go to Tiny Point tonight and deal with it. At least then we'll all be dead and it'll be over with.
Charles says, "Oh no, 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 no. We can't do that. No, we can't. No."
What are you whining about?
No. Not ready.
I'm open to going tonight, but we need to make a plan. We need to have everything in order. Who's going in first? What's going to happen? So we can talk about that. And she'll kind of just push the food off the table to make room for her to start kind of writing things in her notebook.
Do you mean literally pushing it onto the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. So you hear dishes clatter, some of them even the breaking of glass as they're shoved off the table, and a mess is made on the ground of food scraps.
Why are you so scared, Charles? Like, your whole purpose is to fight. You're gonna make it out fine, probably.
I know, what if we did it like next week or in a month or something?
Sure, whatever. It's It's not like we haven't just pushed it back anyways, because we don't have a fucking plan.
You all are fucking blind. That's what this has come down to.
What would you like to do, Jace?
Try and convince them to use the Karen ability to see beyond that natural ability of being here to see what he's seeing.
Okay. Well, roll me a charisma and persuasion, or manipulation and persuasion.
Yep. Four.
4 successes. Okay, both of you roll me a wits and insight.
What's my rage?
Your rage is also a 3.
So rolling all rage, I got a brutal.
Okay. In that case, you are absolutely not going to do what he says and take 2 points of superficial willpower damage for your trouble. Jester, if it'll get him to shut up, fine.
Whatever, sure. Well, if this ends your little you moment, sure, whatever.
Just
what do I gotta
indulge
do?
me.
I'm doing it. What do you want? What do you need?
Just look through. Use your senses and look.
I will use the ability we have from Star to be able to see into the spirit world of the Karen.
Okay, go ahead and spend a willpower
Okay.
and roll me a wits and awareness.
Three successes.
As you look around, you see the wintry landscape, the frost on the trees. So what? It's winter. It's the holiday season. Maybe it's some sort of spiritual bullshit. But you don't see anything alarming.
Looks like the spirit's decorated for Christmas in it too. I guess they dream of a white Christmas. That's never gonna happen here.
Can we just focus on the plan? If we're going to do Piney Point tonight, we need to focus on this plan. Whatever's
We're not.
happening there.
I'm not going.
I'm telling you, you're going.
No. You're not you.
Y'all want to run off and get yourselves killed. That's a right good way to do it.
As leader of the Sept and this pack, you're going. So you can either help with this plan,
Or
you
we
can
could
sit
just
there
quit the sept. Go our own ways.
and then I do everything on my own, like I have been. That's fine. Sure.
Sure, you've been doing everything.
Jace, as they turn to argue with one another, and as you notice things are just ramping up, getting worse and more out of hand, where did you put the spirit catcher?
Would have left it sitting over by Eliza's trailer, kind of over by the garden.
You see a slight glow from the spirit catcher as Kat's voice enters in your mind. You know what you have to do. Just do it. I will help you. Push it out. Jace, for the purposes of the remainder of this scene, you have the rite of abjuration.
Okay.
This rite allows you to cleanse an object or a person with an honor and occult.
Going to push himself up and walk over to like behind Aspen and put his hands on her shoulders.
Okay. Roll that honor and occult roll.
Four with a crit.
As you place your hands upon Aspen's shoulders, though she tries to shrug you off and almost fight it, Aspen, the cold of this world, the darkness of this world, the despair of this world quickly melts away. You blink a few times as if you've been in a dream, as if you've been in a fog. You remember everything you've said, you remember everything you've done. But you are no longer angry as your rage goes down to 1. And you recognize the horrible things that have happened already. Looking around your packmates, you see Charles is a simpering mess. You see Jester with the aggression of a coiled spring ready to pounce. You see Eliza, as you haven't seen her in almost 2 years.
I grab Jace's hand and like spin around. What is happening?
There's a presence here that the guardians of the trees themselves, there's something that has frozen them in place. We're on our own. Are you of sound mind? Are you back?
Yeah. What do you need me to do?
Need your help. I'm gonna try and clear Jester. Although
You're gonna clear
she's-
Jester of what?
There is no void. There is no light. There is no warmth. Only the eternal cold for you.
I'll stand up and like rotate my neck. Try it.
We'll look back towards Aspen. That is what I'm needing help with.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. And she'll kind of point for you to go over to Jester. Jester, I need you to just
You need me to
chill.
what? You already just like, ugh, I'm the queen of this realm and I ordered you to do anything. Nobody wants to do it.
No, I was a huge bitch. I completely agree with you. I just need you to let Jace, he's not been an asshole to you. I just need you to let Jace just take a look at you just for a second.
There's nothing wrong with me. Maybe I've just seen what the world's really like.
Aspen, give me a charisma and persuasion. Jester, give me a resolve and insight. As you are dead set against being convinced. Aspen, yes, you can use your favor. I will say no to your beauty for the purposes of this.
Can I use my ancestral conviction?
Sure.
Okay.
I have 4 with a crit.
So that's 6 straight.
If it'll get this over with so that you can get the hell out of here, fine. You will hold still for a minute.
Just sit back down. Whatever. Sure.
walk over, rub his hands a little bit, look back over towards the spirit catcher, and then place his hand on Jester's shoulders.
Okay, so as you say the words, you are merely just a conduit for the words Kat is saying through you. You're hearing her say them, and you are basically repeating them as you place your hands upon Jester's shoulders. Roll me another honor and occult.
That was 5.
Jester, the sun shines upon you once more. Warmth returns to your limbs. All of that darkness melts away. But what can't melt away are the things that you said and the things that you did. Remember them all as if in a fog or a hazy memory. But you are restored.
Let out just a long gasp. Why did I say those things?
Get to that in a second. He'll make his way over towards Charles now, and
Charles, as you approach, almost squeaks in alarm before he's like, stay away from me. Just stay away from me. I don't know what you did, but just don't.
just trying to help, man.
I'm gonna stand up and just slowly move towards Charles. Hey, it's all right.
It's so dark. Why is it so dark and cold?
Something bad is here, but we're gonna help. Just take my hand.
Roll me a charisma and persuasion. I will give you an additional die because of your pre-existing relationship and bond.
I'm down to rage 1 now.
You are down to rage 1 now, yes.
My dice love me tonight. I got another crit, 6 successes.
You sure?
I'm sure.
All right. He holds out a hand to you, and you can see he is actually shaking with fear.
I'll take his
he
hand.
Gives you his hand.
Squeeze as tight as you want. Come on.
He goes to squeeze, and at first it's like a vice grip being put on your hand, but then recognizing your flinch or reaction to it, he almost entirely lets go of your hand, but you grab it and hold it.
Look to Jace.
Okay. He'll get behind him again, warm his hands up, place his hands on his shoulder, almost gently, not to like startle him further, just set them onto his shoulders.
Okay. Give me the honor and occult. Again, murmuring the words. Both of you, now out of your stupors, can hear Jace talking or incanting, reciting with a renewed confidence, a surprising confidence. And even then, you hear almost harmonizing with his voice, saying the exact same words, a female voice coming with it as he speaks.
Burn a will.
Yep.
2.
You place your hands upon him, and nothing happens. You feel resistance to your attempt to push whatever entity is inhabiting him or puppeting him or messing with him out. And after a moment of your hands on him, Charles backs away. Did it do it? Did it do it? Am I done? Are we done?
Jester, if you can tell him a story about something that brought him joy, something that makes him happy, anything along those lines, just to help him focus on that. So he's stuck.
Okay. Hey. Remember that time we went to Disney World to celebrate?
Okay. There is no joy left.
As all of you hear those words, you look towards the source. And Eliza, leaned back in her chair, a newly lit cigarette in her hand, is speaking the words.
Look to her and be like, Jace, maybe we should worry about Eliza first.
Don't even try it.
Or remove his hands from Charles. Start
Um,
walking over.
Can I take the gift that I got her and unwrap it and put it in front of her and just show her all the different pictures of the different pack mates from before and us and Orion, and kind of distract her, but also kind of use Jester's help to maybe any stories she knows from before.
Right.
Sure, give me a charisma and persuasion. Jester, you can assist on this as
Totally.
you point to the pictures, reminding her of the times that you know of in some of the pictures, asking her about the times you don't in the pictures that are familiar, having seen them before, but without any context, knowing what they mean, what instance they were taken.
That is 7 with a crit.
Eliza lumps more than leans in her chair. Her face turns from joy, or in this case, wickedness, to deep sadness.
You're all gonna be corpses, just like him. Just like the rest of them. More bodies for the pyre.
Jace, as she seems contained at the moment, you move up to place your hands upon her to do the rite of abjuration. Roll me a dexterity and athletics as she tries to backhand you before you can touch her. Okay.
Big old goose egg.
Slap! The hand strikes you across the face, doing 2 points of superficial damage and sending you reeling backwards.
I'm going to step forward and attempt to, like, grapple her, restrain her so she doesn't hit him again. All the while saying, our bodies may be corpses, but you know better than all of us, Eliza. We're all here forever, together.
Give me a strength and brawl.
Three successes.
As you attempt to restrain her, she is surprisingly spry for the old woman that she is, although she seems even more energized by whatever this entity is. And she is able to grab your wrists and toss you off to the side, actually lifting you off your feet and throwing you off to the side, where you go tumbling across the ground, taking also 2 points of superficial damage as you go rolling across the ground. You can both Jace and Jester take an additional rage as you have been injured.
Okay. You said 2 points of superficial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna look over towards Aspen. Call Star. This guy says there's no light. Bring the light.
Okay. And I'm going to go run, find my purse, pull the moonstones that I always have in my purse, put them down on the table, and call for Star, remembering what Jester always says to Star, but butchering it. So, Starlight, Star Bright, first star I see tonight, whatever Jester says, please come down. We have a situation.
All right, roll me the roll for the Rite of Spirit summoning.
That's 3.
As you look up to the sky fleetingly, you notice the sky is empty, devoid of stars. Completely black pool up above, an inky abyss on this side and the other that seems to just cover everything. It feels more than just a dark night. It feels like despair and loss, as if all the happiness within the stars, within the sky, have just been drained. Star does not respond.
Okay, then at that point, I'm gonna look at Eliza and be like, I'm sorry, I'll say sorry again later, and I'm just gonna go into Krynos and see if I can grapple her.
Okay, give me the 2 rage checks as you shift.
I'm gonna get up and like wipe a bit of blood off my lip and be like, oh, fucking spirits. I'm gonna shift into Glabro.
Okay, give me the rage check. And I'll let both of you make strength and brawl checks at the -2 because of the transition. As Aspen grows to be a hulking, furry, war-formed Krynos werewolf, and Jester becomes a demi-human, straining the constraints of her clothes. In all of this madness, Charles ducks under the table.
I'm going to, I have a question.
Yes.
Does she count as stronger of me to be able to get the additional die from my favor from Gorgon?
Absolutely. She is inhabited by a greater bane that is very powerful.
I must spend willpower. Ugh, I got 2 successes.
Okay.
Up to you, Aspen.
Aspen, you do manage to get her arms. Jester, you try to go for her legs, but you get a kick in the chest, almost like a donkey kick into the chest from her as you try to restrain her legs. And you take another 2 points of superficial damage as you absorb the impact and find yourself again buckling backward. But she is restrained enough, Jace, for you to attempt the right.
I haven't been adding it. Does my specialty in Banes, does that correlate with this? Would I be able to add a dice to this, or would it not?
You know what? I will. I'll let you add the dice to
Okay.
it. Yeah, because Banes being so specific, and this is clearly the work of Banes. Yes.
And you said this was a right, correct?
Right.
Okay, we have right focus as one of our Karen abilities.
True. So you get an additional
get an
die.
extra dice.
Now, as it is also a right, if Aspen and Jester want to contribute, you can add 2 rage dice as they can take part in the right.
Definitely.
That's 8.
The voice screams out as Eliza cocks her head back, throwing it backwards. She convulses in your grasp, Aspen, before slumping. You holding her up at this point more than restraining her. Oh my goodness. She just coughs, having just smoked 2 cigarettes for the first time in almost 2 years. Ugh.
I'll grab like a little thing of juice and be like, here.
Thank you. She takes the juice. I'm sure we're all aware nothing that happened was us, right? We can just get past that part and not have hurt feelings.
I'm really sorry, but yeah.
I'm really sorry too. Don't even worry about it. And she starts downing the juice rapidly. She then stops to take a breath. We need to go over. Whatever it is, it's over there, and it's gotten through the boundaries. It's taken down all the protections. We need to fight it, whatever it is.
I'll look to where Charles was, realize he's missing. Look for Artie, too.
Artie has been just staring at this rapid series of events happening, like trying to figure out what to do. But then once everybody's back, he's like, okay, let's go. Let's do it. What do we got to do? Let's go.
Where's Charles?
You hear a thud from beneath the table and some of the dishes clatter slightly.
Look under the table. You okay?
What is happening?
He's not okay. Let's go kill this thing.
Yeah.
You said there's no moon, right?
No moon, no stars, no light.
Okay. Is Larry still there?
Larry's gone. Just disappeared.
He'll look towards Eliza. Do you think it's at the same spot where it got the closest the first time?
I think it's here, Jace. I think it's inside. For it to get access to us of this caliber, it would have to be right here. We have to move over right now, here.
Okay. Will you help me?
As much as I can. She pushes herself up from the chair and starts assisting with the rite of shadow passage.
Get down and start a quick preparation, and after mumbling a few words, he'll grab a handful of dirt and throw it up into, causing almost a haze to make almost like a door.
Okay. Aspen and Jester, as you put hands on their shoulders, making sure that you're connected, go ahead and make the roll for Rite of Shadow Passage. You can add 3 additional rage dice and 1 additional regular dice, as Eliza has the feats necessary to assist, give more to her right than usual.
That's renown plus occult. So I'm getting added from Jester, Aspen,
And
Eliza. Okay. Uh, 10 with a crit.
Okay, easily enough, you make the transition over. As the dust and the dirt from the sky rains down and settles, so too melts away. The the world as you know it. You now find yourself in a frosty, frozen hellscape that looks similar to the cairn, the trees reaching high up into the sky. You can see that by the ice that's clinging to their branches and against their trunks. Spirits are trapped. They are held in place, frozen, unable to assist. But that's not the most eye-catching thing in this scenario, as on the other side looms a 12-foot tall thing that only comes from stories and nightmares, with goat-like legs, long, muscular, fur-covered arms, a torso that is probably 2 people wide, easily, and a face that is a cross between goat and demon, with long horns gracing the top of its head.
Yes, come freeze with me.
That being said, we are in combat. Aspen, I'd like you to spend 2 willpower to have stayed in Krynos if you choose to. As you have
that's what I
not
was
been
gonna ask.
combating anything for these last several moments, but I'll only make it 2. Okay, you are on the other side. In front of you stands Krampus, the anti-Christmas Bane, the anti-joy, the Bane of despair and anger and hate. Jace, I won't even make you roll for it. As you look this thing up and down, you see that it is fueled by, or perhaps harnessing the power of several Banes, all of them from beyond the outskirts of the cairn, having found their way in, have basically emboldened and strengthened this creature. Let's declare intentions, starting with Aspen, then Jester, then Jace.
I will give you all the details, but I'm going to do things of judgment on Krampus.
Okay. And what does Fangs of Judgment do?
So you point at a creature, and it is a roll versus roll, and if you succeed, your pack mates get to add a +1 to their damage.
Okay. Go ahead and make the roll.
I'm going to 1 heal. So I need to do that and shift into Krynos.
Okay, go.
Move forward to.
Yeah, make the 2 rage checks. Aspen, did you also want to attack with that as well? You can. It
is a full action, so that would be my whole turn.
All right, so after this turn, you'll spend the willpower to stay in Krynos, but yes, you can make the call. Jester, yep, 2 rage checks, and then you can go into attack if that's what you choose with strength and brawl -2.
Okay. I did.
Jace. Oh yeah.
I failed 1 rage, but I made the other, so I'm down to 1 rage at the moment.
Okay. Jace.
Correct me if I'm wrong. With Mind Speak, it's on the same plane, right? I can speak to someone. If I wanted to reach back out to like Eliza to let her know what we're up against,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do. I can. Okay.
Well, she's there with you. She's in the Umbra with you. She helped with the
Perfect.
rite, so she transitioned over.
Gotcha. All right. Gonna quickly look over to her. He's drawing power from Bane's outside.
All right. So we have to purge the area as best as possible. Meaning we need to continue doing the same rite that we've been doing. However, if you're heading on a swivel, they're going to keep trying to attack you. You
Yeah,
start on
okay.
that side, I'll start on this side. Just use the trees. Once the Guardians are free, they'll be able to start pushing the Banes back.
Gonna move to the right to the closest one to him.
Okay, go ahead and make another Rite of Abjuration roll for me. Aspen, what did you get?
I got 3, so it's against a difficulty 3. So I got exactly 3.
Okay, so perfect. You do the Fangs of Judgment, declaring Krampus as the target. Everyone gets +1 to their damage, not to their dice, but I will account for that in attacks. Jester,
I got 5 successes.
as you collide with Krampus, he doesn't move at all. Even though you launch yourself at him, he doesn't give any ground. He doesn't push backwards. He instead locks hands with you, claws with you, and just sneers in your face, letting out a disgusting, awful breath that tastes, smells, feels like rot and decay. No damage is exchanged. You hit the difficulty. Jace,
4 successes.
as you move up to one of the trees, beginning the right, spend a willpower for me as you are trying to forcefully expedite these rites. They're supposed to take more time. They're supposed to require more focus. So every one you want to do from now on will cost you a willpower to expedite. But because you are being empowered by Cat, you are able to do it rapidly, but it does cost something. It does cost a little bit of your focus, a little bit of your mental fortitude to do so.
Fair.
But with those successes, as you touch the tree, the ice starts to melt away. Chunks start to fall away from the branches, and you feel and can hear the wind pick up and pull away from the center of the cairn as distant, eerie howls and screams echo as they are forcefully removed in this area. Next round, everyone declare your intentions, starting with Aspen.
I'm just gonna go full force. Full
Yeah.
Kratos into Krampus.
Need the strength and brawl. Jester.
I mean, if we're locked and he's roaring at me, I'm just gonna lean forward to bite him.
Okay, yeah, give me that strength and brawl. And then Jace.
Rinse and repeat off to cleanse more stuff.
As you take a steadying breath, pushing more of your will into the right, you begin working with another tree. Make that honor and occult roll again. Aspen. 7 successes. Okay. You join into the fray, but let's see what Jester got. Jester.
7 successes with a crit.
Okay. As you bite down, Aspen also collides with his side, claws digging in deep. He lets out an enraged howl. Jace.
5.
5 successes once again, exerting your will, pushing into the tree. More ice starts to break away. More of the darkness starts to recede. In fact, the glimmering embers of starlight start to break in through this darkened dome that seems to be encompassing above you. Next round, Aspen.
You're gonna keep going at him. I'm gonna bite him.
Okay, give me a strength and brawl. Jester, you have bit
Same.
down once. You want to continue biting down?
Yes, like
Okay.
rend and rip and tear into him.
Surprisingly, despite being a spirit, on this side and in the form he's taken, you are getting physical contact. You are feeling a physical energy there. Jace, rinse and repeat.
Gonna take his time with this one. I have 1 unspent willpower left.
Okay, so this
So-
is going to take a couple of rounds for you to enact this one, but you can focus on it during this time. Aspen, what'd you get?
4.
Okay. And Jester, what did you get?
7, and I spent a willpower.
Okay. Jester, as you bite down, Krampus releases one of your paws and grabs Aspen around the back of her large Krynos head. Dispel. Aspen, instead of taking any physical damage, take a stain against Hirano. Okay. Jace, with 3 successes, you keep doing it, but it is going to take another 2 rounds to get to this one, as it is not as potent and powerful, and you're not exerting as much will behind it. But you have begun the process. You are channeling the energy, saying the words, preparing to drive whatever it is out. On the other side, you can hear the howling screams of spirits being driven away as Eliza also moves from the trees, the lights growing brighter in the sky, the warmth returning to the cairn, the snow starting to melt. Aspen.
Hearing the howling screams of things running away, I would like to howl just up. I know there may not be a moon, but I would like to do Howl of Assembly.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay, and that's a minor action, so I'd like to also attack him.
That'll be a -2 dice, but you can do so. Jester.
Now that he's released my hand, I'm just gonna like jab my claws into his torso area. I'm not aiming for specific, but
Okay. Yeah. So, yep, strength and brawl. And Jace, you can keep doing the right. You don't have to make a roll for it as you're still channeling the energy. Aspen.
Am I able to take half with my Howl of Assembly, because it's Charisma and Honor, which is 7 dice, and it's a difficulty 2.
Yeah, definitely. Then you can take the So that restores a willpower to everyone, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
what-
I got only a 3, and
Okay. And Jester, what did you get?
well, I just spit the willpower I got back, but I got 6 successes.
Okay, so you are clawing at Krampus, but he has not released the hold on Aspen. Even as she howls, he says, "Spin." Take 2 more stains against Hirano. Okay. If you go over, let me know, because that'll be a full point of Hirano that you receive. All right. Jace, at this point, you are able to complete the rite, feeling the snow and ice start to melt, but it's moving a little bit slower than it has on the previous ones. At this point, you feel the protections of the cairn start to rise up once more, combating the darkness, combating the fear, combating the hate and the cold. You're pretty confident you've done all you can at this moment of cleansing the border of the cairn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go help out the pack. I'm gonna switch into Krynos and run up towards Krampus.
All right, give me 2 rage checks, and then a strength and brawl at -2. Aspen.
Full force at the Krampus.
All right, strength and brawl. Jester.
Yeah, just trying to tear into him to get him to let go of Aspen. At the same time, I will, not as an action, but I will start barking out or like growling into the rhythm of "All I Want for You" or "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey, just because he's like despair, so fuck him.
Okay, you know what? Roll me a charisma and performance first. And then, based off of the result of that, I will potentially add dice to your strength and brawl. And potentially add dice to Aspen's strength and brawl as well. Actually, to everybody's.
4 successes.
Okay. Everybody can add an additional die for this attack.
For my shift, I lost 1 rage. The other one was a success.
Okay. And what did we get, starting with Aspen?
4.
Okay, 4. Okay. Jester.
No, that's not a crit. I got 6.
6. Okay. And Jace.
Also 4.
All right. As Jester starts to tear into his midsection, he releases her other hand, grabbing Jace as he moves up. Rage. Jace, take a point of stain against Hoglosk. And Aspen, take a point of stain against Hoglosk as well. As you feel like fire burning at the back of your skull with his hands gripping upon it. Potentially last round. Declare your intentions. We'll start with Aspen, then Jester, then Jace.
Murder.
Murder. Give me a strength and brawl with everything you got. Jester.
So the more trees have opened up, right?
They have.
Okay, first I want to attempt to call like the ancestors to assist in
Okay.
this, basically adding to my brawl.
Make your ancestors check.
3 successes, so 3 dice additional. And then also murder. I'm just gonna, since he's got both of them in both hands, clawing and biting into him, trying to get him to let my my pack go.
Okay. Yeah, give me that strength and brawl with extra dice. Jace.
You say he's got myself and Aspen by our throat?
By your heads. By the back of your
By
heads.
our heads.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna just try and kick my legs up and just rake his midsection.
Okay. Yep, give me that strength and brawl. Aspen, what'd you get?
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to bite his stupid face. And I got 6 with a crit.
Okay. Jester.
10 successes.
These Louise. Okay, and Jace.
5.
As the two of you are able to break free of the grasp of Krampus on the back of your heads, all 3 of you plunge into his midsection. And with claws, with teeth, with all of the strength you've regained, Krampus explodes in an icy rain that just shakes and shoots out in all directions, letting out one last howl in agony as his form is torn asunder. The ice becomes rain quickly as it meets the heat, the returning heat of the cairn, dissolving away into a mist. Krampus is no more. The howling, the remaining kind of shrieking of the Banes dies off and dissolves, dissipating beyond the woods, beyond the trees, all the way back to the spirit wilds, only to reform and perhaps return next Christmas. But for now, joy, merriment, and light return to the world. The stars shine above, the moon hangs overhead, casting a dull glow down below. A voice calls out to you.
I'm here. What I miss?
It's taken care of.
Oh. Oh, it was hard to get here. It sounded like, you were yelling into, I don't know, a shirt or a wall or something. It was very muffled. I was just like, they're calling me, but I'm not really sure.
It's okay, but you're welcome to enjoy the rest of Christmas with us if you'd like.
Let's love it.
We could use your light.
As all of you step back over, you see Charles is off the ground from underneath the table with a very furrowed brow and his usual sour, dour expression as he's trying to brush the dirt off the knees of his very nice suit pants from having scrambled and crawled under the table. You can see the streaks of dirt and a little bit of mud clinging to his pants that he is very annoyed by. Artie looks to the three of you. Are you all right? Did everything out? Did you do it? I'm guessing you did. You're back and not dead, so.
Yeah, no, we took care of it.
It's. I'll look to the mess that is the table that Aspen and I had like destroyed some of the food in the dishes and just sigh. Fucking Banes. Always ruin everything. Start picking up stuff.
As everyone goes about cleaning up, reassembling the celebration, darkness can still be felt by those of you who are touched by Krampus. While that darkness clouds your thoughts, whether it's with sadness or rage or both, you are almost snapped out of it immediately as a voice starts to sing. It is low and a little bit off key, but Charles begins singing a Christmas tune. And as his voice reaches you, darkness fades, not forever, but for the moment. Joy returns. Merriment returns. What was said can't be unsaid. But in this time, all can be forgiven by those who are open to do so, especially for their family. And this is where our story comes to a close this holiday evening, but not without one last. We find ourselves in the deepest and darkest of jungles, forests that are almost alien in their size and in their shape. The trees are taller than one can imagine, with branches that are twisted, curved, as if they're alive. And by the way that they sway, they very well might be. But we are not in the spirit wild. No. We are in dreaming. We look down into a cove in the water with evil banished from the world. Joy and merriment returned. The turtle stirs. This is where our story comes to a close. Thank you so much to these amazing players. Thank you to everybody watching at home. Go follow St. Pete by Night on all of that social media you see down below, and come join our community by following that Discord link. There is no episode of Hellhounds this Friday, as everyone is going to be busy celebrating the holidays, but we'll be back with another episode of Rage Across Tampa on Tuesday. where Jester is going to head to Virginia, and Aspen and Jace are going to speak to Mr. Edward Fate. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a happy holidays, and we'll see you next time.